Hello, hello. So summer is pretty much over for many. Tara, who's joining us today, her kids are actually going to school next week in Atlanta. I know many have actually started yesterday, August 4th. I'm still out of the country, and here in the islands of the French system, it actually starts in September. So it's just amazing how different places have different school start dates. But guess what? As a lender, as a realtor, we're basically also aiming for our last few quarters of this year. So before the holidays, this is our window to refocus. Let's finish strong 2025 and let's talk about where the real buyers and sellers are hiding right now and how we can show up for them. So I want to go ahead and share with you just about, let's say, 5 ways that you can basically have some lead sources that you can tap into this week, not next week or next month, this week. One of them is actually this was from Tiara and I talked last week, where she can go back and to expired listing and not first time home buyers, Kristel, for sale by owners, right? So we're looking at approaching expired listings as well as for sale by owners. And it's not by, hey, I can list your property. It's actually by giving them a solution. And you may ask, well, what kind of solutions can I provide them? Well, one of them is based on where they're located. Um, is the property offering any type of grant based on the location? Because you know also that the income is allowing them to do a kind of grant. Some of them could actually be a fixer upper type
Mm.
properties, or one that's not really renovated and you know for it to sell, and that's probably why it's been on the market and expired. Then they may need a solution like a renovation loan or an investor like a hard money loan. So you really need to know what solution you can provide, and that can also be a way into the prospect seller, but also how you then post your listing, the special remarks, because you want to speak to the audience that will be ready for this purchase. Now we are back to school, right? Some have started, some will be starting, but this is really the time to connect with teachers. If you have kids, then you go and introduce yourself, go in the extra mile and bring donuts. So, okay, healthier foods, whatever that would be for you, and focus on
All
the
about that.
teachers by giving gratitude, by giving appreciation ahead of it. And now you are connecting with potential teachers. Like Tara, you can become a part of uh what is it again that you're part of now? What did you sign up for?
The PTA being the
PTA.
president.
I was looking for, and it was P something. You can tell I don't have kids in
It,
school.
it used to be called PTA, but now there's different acronyms, but we'll just go with PTA today.
Awesome. So then she has now her PTA group, so she's able to connect at a different level. So you want to really be connected. Doesn't mean you have to be in a PTA. It's just how can you connect with teachers in the school in the area that you are farming. And one way that you can do this is also reaching out to um, people in your phone. Basically, do you know anyone whose kids are starting a new school and might need to move? Right? It may be a little feel like a little bit late because it's like, wait, they may already be in the school. They should have been in school, but you never know. Some may actually be transitioning. So it's still being in the conversation during that time back to school. Now, number three, doing a social media micro content. So what would that look like? By just basically posting on a regular basis, either a reel or do a poll and asking questions like who's thinking about moving before the holidays? We basically ahead of the future timeline, which is the holiday. We just did the school, they're starting, they go into it, but you know, like the same as in the stores where we are our holiday like Christmas and everything, and now we start seeing Valentine. So the stores know how to market. They are ahead of the timeline of what we are stepping into. So who's thinking about moving before the holidays? Did you know you don't need 20% to buy a home? So you can insert myths that maybe you've already done a recording on and now start sharing it again. You can tag a teacher or a nurse who deserves to own a home this fall. So you just go ahead and be in a conversation with some social media content like small, easy question, and maybe do a picture if a teacher is open to it, and create some content around that. Now, one key aspect of us, lender, realtor, really anyone who's in sales, is having a database. So do a client database check-in, call. For my coaching that I've done with Kristel Mayshore, and who's a realtor, as well as Tiffany Rose in my coaching for lenders, we do video text. So if you have questions on how to do video text, because this seems to come up a lot of, well, how do I video text? Who do I video text? Which system do you use? Reach out to me now. We'll explain to you. It's very simple, but you just go in your phone, take your contacts and do a back to school check-in. How are the kids doing? Did they start okay? You can even go on Facebook and see who's posting their kid with pre-K or day one, whatever those images, and you reach out, like, how did it go for them? Because they are in school. How was your first week? So you can do a database check-in to stay in front of your clients. And you can do soft touch. Are you still loving your space? I know you moved a few years ago. How is that going? Anyone in your circle thinking about moving? So I'm going to take a pause there where I have been checking in with a client and they've owned their home and they've thought about this a little bit side because it's refinanced, but they're thinking about refinancing. But then, like, well, you know what? I want to keep my 3.25% interest rate. And then I followed up, just touching base. How are things going? I know you're getting your report, your home report. How is things go? How are things going? And even though that was almost, I won't say a year, but just under a year that I had reached out and asked about a question, I stay in touch with them on social media. But then I reached out again yesterday, and basically they said, well, you know what? My husband is going back to school. He's going to be a nurse. Speaking of nurse, he's going back to school. So we're going to have just one income. So now they're thinking, well, what are we going to do to have a backup savings, to have extra just in case things break down, right? So just now back in a conversation. So check in with your database. You never know what has changed, even if they were a no, not interested. I want to keep my 3.25% interest rate because things change in life. My life changes. I'm sure yours does as well. So your clients do too. All right, my fifth one, co-brand with your lender. That would be me. But of course, if I'm not in your area, that still can be me. Like Tara and I, she's in Colorado and we work together. So although I'm not licensed, my company is national, so therefore I can provide services. So why would you partner up with a lender? First of all, to be able to have solutions right away, unless you know that all of your buyers are going to be cash buyers, you need to know have solutions. You don't need to know all the programs. You just need to know you have a person to connect with and answer to their questions or their needs based on where your property is located, what kind of financing you think they may need. So we can have conversations like bank statement loans, very popular nowadays for people who are self-employed. Some of them, speaking of timeline, are going to actually file their taxes, their extension in October. So you can be in a conversation and say, did you do your draft? Are you finished with your taxes? We may still not want to use the taxes, but we are actually acknowledging that they've done their taxes and they think they can apply with that. We'll look it up. Let's see. If the income is not there, we have a backup solution. We have bank statement loans. We have profit and loss loans. So you want to partner up with lenders so that you have solutions, even if it's just not you, but you have a partner who does that. You want to know about investor loans. So let's create a post together that basically creates collaboration, touches on both of our platforms of social media and also in our CRM. So by the way, my home report through List Report, if you're connected with me as a realtor for free, you can use the marketing tools, but you can also use the home report. So there you can go ahead and I know this is not so much about, you see, I'm going into all the amazing things that we can offer. This is not so much about going back to school, but it's in your conversations. You can think about those answers that can come right here in your toolbox. So you can create a post, co-create a post, and 20-second that explains whatever you are experiencing as a realtor, and I, as a lender, will provide solution. All right, so Tara, any questions, any feedback on what I just shared? Because I know you're working on some of those tools too.
Yes, I think you gave some amazing tools. You pretty much gave them a starting pack for fall time. Like you said, Halloween stuff was in the store in July. So they're already prepping for that season. So get on it, talk to parents or whoever your sphere of influence is and help out people because we're not just transactional, we wear many hats. So, and hit up Krista. She's a great resource as well.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so now there were some other things that I wanted to share before I go ahead and close this out. All right, now we've shared about different ways to be focused. How about your niche? So as you are still creating content and connecting with your database, with the people on your social media, people in your phone, as far as your contacts, you still want to have focus on your pre-speaking to your audience. So now that we have those ideas, you also want to choose what to run with. Not every lead is your lead. And sometimes, like, well, I want to serve everyone. But when we do that, everyone doesn't know really, this is her specialty, and I really vibe, I really connect with this. So with me, it's for instance, I love all things spiritual, all things metaphysics. I love nature. You can see some of my posts where I'm actually talking to a rooster. So that's not for everyone if they are more of a city person versus me in a small village. Now, that's just my pillar, right? This is the person that I am, the all aspects of me, and who will magnetize to listening or share and seeing my post. And Tiara has her own as well. And there is a reason I'm saying this. So, Tiara, what are your pillars? Who are you reaching out to? I know that there's a distinction also of um, the kind of clients we're talking to, but what do you kind of post do you like to do? I've seen nature. What else do you do?
I also host a book club, so my focus is on people that want to grow their money through the power of real estate, people that have the growth mindset, people that are not afraid to take risks. Yes, you probably will do it scared in some senses, but at the same time, we all know that we want to make money while we sleep. I think everybody can agree with that. Like if you can literally go to sleep and wake up to some money, who wouldn't be happy about that? So those are the people that I want to draw in, those people that want to grow. And also knowing that when you're growing your money through real estate, it creates other opportunities for you to grow as well, for you and your family, and build a legacy that you want to build for your family. Not the way that I want to do it, not the way that anybody wants to do it, but how you want to truly set yourself up and your family up for your future, because we all want our money to grow and last when we leave this earth, because at one point we are going to leave this earth. So you don't want to leave your kids with debt. You don't want to leave your kids with debt and shoes in your closet and clothes to hang on to. You want to also help them build generational wealth and making sure that you're teaching them about money as well, because a lot of kids are not taught about money. So they're not really sure. And they get targeted when they turn 18 by credit card companies, and they think they could just swipe, 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 swipe. And it's like, no, there's a strategic way to doing things. So yes, those are the people that I focus on.
I love it. And I think that's also why we connect because it's that growth, that constant desire to nurture each other and grow and be a collaborate as well. So those will be basically your pillars, how you go and connect um, through your life, right? But then there's also your niche. So actually, a few prompts regarding your pillars is what kind of clients do you love working with? And Tara just provided that example. Where do you already have trust or visibility? Who is it you're ready in connecting with in the community? So what are the three topics that you could talk about all year that show your expertise? So that's how you really focus on your pillars. And then you have your niche. So your niche, I believe at first when we connected, Tara and I, sorry, I have something in my eye, but at first when we connected, she was like, I want to work with first-time buyers. Okay, great. Who are those? So tell me more, because there are first-time home buyers who are coming from a family where they can give them gifts, or they can give, oh, now you have to talk about down payment assistance. You really have to be focused. A lot of times, it's like, well, I want to help my community and get them ready for home ownership. Okay, great. But just know the amount of work that it might require versus somebody who is in the realm of, I'm a first-time buyer, but I have my job, I have this, I have some aspects that are ready. I just need to to find a realtor that aligns with me and I can close. So you really want to be focused when you say that. But eventually, Tara was like, you know what? I actually have more of a desire and an intention towards, and I'll let her say what it is because that's what got her excited into real estate. So, what was that discovery? You're like, you know what? I want to finish the year strong with. What's your audience? Who is the person you
So
speak to now?
with people that want to invest and make money while they sleep. So the original reason why I got into real estate is to invest. I wasn't a realtor first. I started with house hacking first. So that's pretty much where you could buy a duplex and it could be top or bottom, whichever you decide, or it could be side by side, which is called one of them is called a bungalow, the other one is called a side by side. So pretty much you could live in one side and rent out the other spaces. So whether that's a 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, however you would like to, start off with that. And so I pretty much had my tenants paying my mortgage or some of my mortgage. It depends on what market you're in. And then also just know whether you go FHA or conventional or any of the other loans, particularly, you can live in there for 1 year and then move out and then move a tenant in there and then have both tenants paying your rent or whatever units it is. 2 to 4 is considered residential. So that's how I got started originally. So that's literally what brings me on fire. I've studied it, I've been a part of it. Not saying I know everything and that I still have a lot to learn because the market is always changing, laws are always changing, but that's what excites me when people are able to grow through the power of real estate and build legacy that way.
Beautiful. And in our industry, I would say what's powerful is that as we are exposing ourselves to the market, we are seeing what's changing, we are ourselves growing, and some shifts happen. There is a desire to evolve. And
Mhm.
for some people, it still may be first-time buyers or could be house hacking or going back to, you know what, this is my original heart. So this is the opportunity for us as a lender, realtor, is really speaking from the authenticity of what we enjoy. When it comes to me, it's really what I enjoy is being a solution driven. Like I know it's best to have one particular, so I love working with investors myself as well because I grew up with a mother who is an investor who owns multiple real estate units in the island. And my first home I bought it right after I got my first job. So I'm definitely an investor mindset. I
Mhm.
love helping first time buyers, but it's not really necessarily like, hey, I just want to go ahead and do those first time home buyer courses, which I have done. But as I go through the process and my growth, I realize my passion, like you said, on my heart is really when people are like, you know what? I want somebody else to pay for my mortgage, which I have done for every real estate properties that I've owned. I've always made sure the house hacking. I love house hacking. When I discovered the terminology, I was like, I even love the way it sounds, house hacking.
Yeah,
So all of my real estate properties had at some level if I can afford it or if there's a market situation, can I rent the room? So I never bought anything too small because I wanted to have access to those rooms to rent them. And I still have that first one from 1999. I won't tell you my age, but my first one was in 1999. I bought it and I still have it and it's still making money to this day. So love that
yeah,
we go into our passion because even right now, it comes out, it's easy to speak about it. So going back
yeah,
to the topic, yep, going back to the topic of what we can focus on for this week. Again, this is real estate strategies. And even this is evolving as I am sharing with you because I do research to condense it as much as I can because I've been speaking for 25 minutes with Tiara, but I'll wrap it up. So give me one moment. Let's go to that last taking action. So so what actions can you take between when you're getting this video, which by the way, even though I said today is August 5th, whenever you're getting this video and it speaks to you, take action, even if it's just one. So some of the ones I want to share with you before this week is over. How about you reach out to 3 people in your database and ask them, how are your kids back to school? Oh, they're not back yet. Awesome. When are they back? Great. Is there a teacher in there that I can help spotlight or whatever you want to dive deeper with the conversation? Just 3 people that you are connecting with. One cool way to do it is, and you can reach out to more people, is also by doing a video text. and you can have a general one and say hi to the person, hi Tara, and just tag your video text. Or if you want to go a little bit deeper, go personalize. You may see what the person is doing online, and congratulations, so and so went to start school. Wishing them an amazing year. So reach out to 3 people in your database and stay connected. Another one is go ahead and post a back to school real estate tip. So whatever you think is best, you can use my list report and get some tips from there. I wouldn't encourage you. I wouldn't encourage you. So please don't do this. If you have my list report, don't just take the image and post it. Maybe have it as a background and then point to it, or use that as an image and create a reel, or use it as an inspiration. Don't just post a generic image unless you put your picture with it. It becomes more personalized, but do post a back to school real estate tip. And the last one, DM me to create a short reel on loan program. So, we can collaborate. So those three are pick one or do all three. We'll love to connect with you. And Tara, before I close out, anything that you would like to add?
I would just say definitely reach out to Krista and she will help you with anything that you need, your vision. She definitely wants you to be authentic to yourself and also making sure that you build in a team around you so you have all the resources you need to do your job and help your clients in the best way that you know how.
Awesome. Thank you. And thanks for the kind words. I do focus on authenticity because I feel like it's where it becomes natural, even though at times it feels like, wait, I have to really be able to say this. I have to really be myself on this. And it sometimes it seems, yeah, just be authentic, but we're not always authentic. Taking the mask off, like I put makeup on when I do those videos. So it's a little bit of, making it up in order to, but the authenticity and the people that we're connecting with, the content that we're creating is definitely powerful because it helps us remain consistent. All right,
Mhm.
so to wrap it up, I just want you to sign up for the next time. So just send me a message. We've been actually, Tara and I be doing this for months now. Every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, we come as accountability. I share with her what I'm learning mostly in my coaching. So I am replicating what I am learning so to empower you. So leads don't just come from pressure, they come from your presence. They come from reaching out. They come from being connected, visible, another word that Tara used. So let's show up in the spaces that we are already connected to. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just need to really show up in those places that we are already present. And so just showing up present, we're showing up present, like really being present in what we already have, nurture what we already have. So thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday.